What if Canon's next APS-C camera doesn't just replace the EOS R7, but turns the idea of a crop sensor flagship upside down? Because the latest talk around the Canon EOS R7 Mark II is getting more interesting, more confusing, and more ambitious than many photographers expected. Welcome back to TechVibe, where we cut through the hype, separate credible information from wishful thinking, and tell you what matters before you spend your money. Stay until the end, because one rumored upgrade could make the R7 Mark II a different camera from the original. First, the most important fact, Canon has not officially announced the EOS R7 Mark II. There is no confirmed specification sheet, no confirmed price, and no official release date. The latest credible rumor reporting has shifted expectations again. Earlier reports suggested a 2026 launch, but more recent information now points toward a possible reveal around CP plus 2027. So if you see anyone claiming Canon has confirmed the camera, treat that carefully. What we have right now is a mixture of credible leaks, older reports, and speculation. That matters because the original EOS R7 is capable. Canon officially gives it a 32.5 megapixel APS-C sensor, dual pixel CMOS AF2, up to 15 frames per second with the mechanical shutter, and up to 30 with the electronic shutter. It shoots 4K at up to 60 frames per second, includes in-body image stabilization, and gives wildlife and sports shooters the extra reach of Canon's 1.6 times crop factor. For a camera launched in 2022, that foundation is still strong. Canon cannot make the Mark II exciting by simply adding a few megapixels. The upgrade has to improve speed, readout, autofocus, handling, and video in ways photographers can actually feel. And that brings us to the biggest rumor: a new high-resolution stacked APS-C sensor. Different reports have mentioned roughly 39 to 40 megapixels, with some specifically describing a backside illuminated stacked design. If that happens, it would be a major move for Canon's APS-C line. A stacked architecture can improve sensor readout speed. In practical terms, that can mean less rolling shutter distortion, faster continuous shooting, more responsive autofocus calculations, and a smoother experience when tracking fast subjects. Think birds taking off, race cars crossing the frame, athletes changing direction, or wildlife moving unpredictably through trees. Those are the situations where faster readout matters more than another small jump in resolution. Rumors have also suggested electronic burst shooting around 40 frames per second. Again, that is not confirmed. But if Canon combines that burst rate with a fast stack sensor and a deeper buffer, the R7 Mark II could become a serious action camera without requiring buyers to move to a much more expensive full-frame body. Autofocus could be as important. One earlier leak claimed Canon was targeting exceptionally strong autofocus performance for an APS-C camera, while other reports suggested technology influenced by Canon's newer high-end EOS bodies. The original R7 already recognizes people, animals, and vehicles. A next-generation system could focus less on adding another subject icon and more on making recognition faster, stickier, and more reliable when the subject is small, partially hidden, or moving toward the camera. That is the upgrade wildlife photographers want. Not a menu full of features, but a focus box that stays exactly where it should. Then there is image stabilization. The current EOS R7 already offers sensor shift stabilization, with Canon rating the system at up to 8 stops under specific lens conditions. Earlier Mark II rumors have floated stronger stabilization figures, but those numbers should be treated cautiously until Canon publishes official testing conditions. Better stabilization would still be welcome for handheld telephoto shooting, low-light photography, and creators who want usable footage without carrying a gimbal everywhere. Video is where the rumor story becomes more interesting. Recent reporting has repeated the possibility of 8K UHD recording if the camera receives a sensor around 40 megapixels. That sounds impressive, but it is far from confirmed. And resolution alone will not decide whether the R7 Mark II is a great video camera. The real questions are heat management, recording limits, rolling shutter, oversampling, frame rates, codecs, crop factors, and whether Canon gives creators professional monitoring and recording tools. There have also been reports that the body could become larger, potentially moving closer to an EOS R5 style body. That might disappoint anyone hoping for a tiny travel camera, but for serious users it could make sense. A larger grip can balance long RF telephoto lenses better, while extra internal space can help with heat dissipation, controls, and card storage. Earlier rumors have mentioned a dual card arrangement using CF Express Type B alongside SD. If true, That would signal a more professional direction. Faster media would be useful if Canon is really targeting high burst rates, large RAW files, or demanding video formats. But here is the part buyers should watch carefully: price. There is still no official Mark II price, so any exact number you hear today is speculation. Earlier rumor reports suggested it could launch noticeably higher than the original R7. Canon has to be careful. Push the price too close to strong, full-frame options, and buyers may start asking whether the crop advantage is worth it. Keep it aggressive, and the R7 Mark II could become one of the most desirable wildlife and sports cameras in Canon's lineup. And remember, APS-C is not automatically the budget choice. For wildlife, motorsports, aviation, and distant action, the smaller sensor can be part of the appeal. The tighter field of view can be useful with distant subjects, while a high-resolution sensor gives photographers more room to crop. Pair that with fast readout, and the R7 Mark II could occupy a very specific sweet spot. So should current R7 owners wait? If your R7 already does everything you need, there is no reason to stop shooting. The current camera still offers excellent resolution, fast burst rates, strong autofocus, stabilization, and capable 4K video. But if your biggest frustrations are rolling shutter, buffer limitations, high-speed tracking, or you want a more professional hybrid body, then the rumored Mark II upgrades are worth watching. And if you are about to buy into Canon APS-C for wildlife or sports, avoid making a decision based on rumor alone. Watch the pricing on the current R7, consider what you actually shoot, and wait for Canon to confirm the Mark II before paying a premium for features that may change before launch. The fascinating thing about this camera is that Canon does not need to make it revolutionary. It simply needs to take what photographers already like about the R7 and remove the bottlenecks. Faster sensor readout, stronger tracking, a bigger buffer, more robust video, better heat management, and professional handling. If the rumored stacked sensor and 40 frame per second performance become real, that combination could matter more than any headline megapixel number. But until Canon makes the announcement, keep one distinction clear. The EOS R7 Mark II is expected, not official, and the specifications are still rumors. Now I want to know what would make you buy it. A stacked sensor? 40 megapixels? 8K video? Better autofocus? Or would a higher price send you toward full frame? Drop your answer in the comments, because the most interesting part of this camera may be what Canon decides not to include. You've been watching TechVibe, where tomorrow's tech gets tested by today's facts. If you want the real updates when Canon finally reveals what is next, subscribe and turn on notifications. Until the next leak becomes a launch, keep your expectations high, your facts straight, and your camera ready.